They can't say nothing to me now. Hello everybody, so good to come back and catch up with y'all. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, Develop It as Dr. K. I know it's been a minute, it's been some time, some things have occurred, and I'm gonna get right into the very first announcement. A huge thing happened along my PhD journey, and that is I passed my proposal period for my dissertation. Yes. I am so excited and I'm grateful. I'm glad. I'm truly astounded. The Lord did his thing, okay? Okay, so what does that even mean? Okay, so I think I've told it before on here, but I'll just say it once more. So there are 3 stages to the PhD. The first is your qualification exams and your quals. Some people might also call it comprehensive exams. And some schools have other names for it as well. But that's just like, did we make a mistake by admitting you, or do you belong here? I literally have no idea what those exams are for, because the admittance should be reflective of the fact that you think a person can do the work, and that you think they're going to be committed. But I guess this is like the weeder exam to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into and they know what they're getting themselves into. I will say the qual does have like a little bit of benefit where, depending on the type of qual it is. So for computer science at my institution, we read 3 research papers, or you can also read 4. Okay, we read 3 to 4 research papers, and we talk about how those papers reflect what's going on in the field right now, do a critical analysis of the methods, the results, and we try to see, like, we try to just explain to the committee that we understand what's going on in the field right now, and we talk to them about some things we would change, some things we would have done, so they kind of get to see where you are technically, where you are methodologically, and where you are hoping to go in the future, with your own research. Because generally you'll present on something that you want to study in the future, but you can always change it. It doesn't have to be that. Now, there are other qualification exams where you take a written exam, which I talked about in my pivoting video. I think I mentioned it there. But anyway, I took an exam for ECE, and in ECE, you take 2 exams over the past like 4 or 5 classes that you took. Some you took in undergrad and some you took in your graduate studies. This type of exam isn't very revealing of how you write, your research abdomen, or anything. It's solely based off of technical knowledge. And in a lot of ways, I feel like it's kind of suboptimal, because it doesn't really, determine if you're gonna be a great PhD student. So for example, for me, I've gotten all A's and 1 B since I've been in graduate school, but I didn't pass both of my exams. Of course, that's because there was some bias going on with the person who was over that exam. In fact, no one had passed this exam in the past 5 years. So those exams are not always indicative and can be a little misleading, discouraging, things like that. Now, my paper was about 17 pages. Other people's, they say that ideally it shouldn't be more than 20 pages. And some people, I've seen 8 pages, I've seen 10, I've seen 22, 25. So it just depends on, if you're able to explain the 3 papers, tie them together, and discuss, where the field is and where you want it to go. So obviously for some people, that'll take longer. Some people are very wordy, like myself. Hello. So that's why it seems to, just be a little bit longer for people like me. Before you take your qual, you're going to be doing classes and things like that. While you take your qual, you're going to be classes, and after you take your qual, you're going to be taking classes. So all throughout this time, you're still taking classes, you're doing research on the side with your advisor, you're probably interning somewhere, and if you're not, you probably should be, if you can, or you're doing research at another institution, or you're doing research with your advisor for the summer, which eventually, though you want to do research with your advisor, eventually you do want to try to venture outside of your advisor and look at some external collaborators and things like that. I interned twice actually with IBM Research, which I have a vlog about what that's like, and it was absolutely amazing. So after doing all that and taking all of my classes, I did what's called a proposal. It's also called a preliminary exam. So what is it that you're proposing? You're actually proposing the work that you want to do for the next year or so. The next year for me that you want to do throughout the rest of your PhD. What you think and feel will be dissertation worthy. Now, in this period of you developing, your proposal topic and things like that, you probably thought you were going to do something else. I did. I thought I was going to be working on other things, but somehow I kind of got into doing a little bit of healthcare things, access, visibility. I always knew I wanted to work on issues of access. What I didn't know is that I wanted to work on visibility issues. The proposal is just, what do you propose that you do for your dissertation? Now, you have to be a little realistic in what you're proposing, but it's my understanding that most PhD students overpromise and underdeliver. I hope that I can deliver everything that I proposed, of course. That's my goal. And I proposed in March, and since then I've been working on one of the projects that I proposed. And I feel that we're almost at a really good space with it already. It's only been 2 months. So of course I only have until, February, March to really get a good hold on it and get a really good solid story for my dissertation. I feel that it's headed in a really good direction, and I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the projects that I proposed. But we'll see if something goes wrong or not. Generally, sometimes the things that you propose, you won't be able to do, they will fail, things like that. But you still want to be able to tell your committee, hey, I tried. These are the different things that I tried. And sometimes your committee members can contribute and, say, well, hey, did you think about this? Did you think about that? And that's kind of, a part of why, your dissertation committee is there. So that is the first big announcement. I passed my proposal / preliminary exam, and I am a PhD candidate. Kenya Andrews, PhD candidate. Okay. Y'all, I was so excited to tell y'all about what else I'm doing that I forgot to even mention the third step. Okay, the third step is the actual dissertation. So I'll talk more on that probably in another video, what that looks like and purpose for that. Okay, adios. Okay, so since then, what's been going on? So in the midst of all of that, I have been submitting papers, trying to get some publications and things like that. And I have submitted papers, but nothing has come on yet. I feel that there are a few things that I need to improve on with my writing, but also with my approach. So I'm gonna go through, a few renditions with my advisor and with some collaborators to try and see where the gaps are, But a lot of the judging that goes on of your papers and things like that, sometimes it's a little difficult to understand exactly what metrics are used, because you could tell that reviewer number 2 is being overly harsh. Reviewer number 3 didn't read your paper. And reviewer number 1 is extremely optimistic about your paper. So it's a little difficult to kind of see. And of course, everybody reviewing has different expertise levels. They're at different places. They have different backgrounds. Some got their doctorate in the US, some got it elsewhere. Some people are not in your area of discipline, your area of study, even though they have volunteered to, review your paper in that area. So you never really know what's gonna go on. But it's my firm belief that regardless of who the reviewers are or whatever, if God has a place for you in that particular journal or conference, then he's gonna make a way, and you will show up, you'll be there. So that's all that matters. Also, I have finished all of my classes. I am done. No more classes. For the rest of my life. I am so excited that I'm not gonna be in classes anymore. Cause if y'all know, like, it's just so distracting to be in classes and do research at the same time and try to do outreach and try to do, just other regular life things. So it's a little difficult and very time consuming. I also had a birthday, so I spent my birthday with friends and family. I did a 1920s photo shoot as an ode to my roaring 20s. And it was so fun. It was wonderful. I really, really loved working with my dad and cousin, who are both photographers. And I just had an amazing time doing that photo shoot. And then I went with some friends to dinner, and that was also amazing. I loved it. Could never ask for a better group or a better crowd. And of course, everybody couldn't make it, so I miss y'all, the ones who couldn't make it. And for some of y'all, I know why. We had a lot going on in our friend group at the time. So I'm just glad that people are doing well. Everybody is blessed. Everybody's okay. Everybody's well. And for those of y'all who have not had like catastrophe hit your friend group yet, I would just say you should know that it's something that's gonna come, but it doesn't mean that the Lord has left y'all. Just stay strong through catastrophe. Be praying for your friends, even when y'all don't see each other. Call them, check on them. If y'all can't talk, then still pray for them. Prayer is extremely powerful. And it's how we communicate with God. He wants to hear your requests. You need to make them known. Even though he knows what's in your heart, he still loves communicating with you, right? So it's super important that you just be praying for your friend group. And I would even encourage you to set up a round of calls with your friends where y'all can be praying as a group, hearing each other's hearts and knowing what's going on. I'm leaving like a really big celebration period. I also went to the NSBE conference. Shout out to NSBE. That's the National Society of Black Engineers. It was super exciting to be at this conference because it was the 50th year of NSBE. Not the 50th year of the conference, that's next year, but it's the 50th year of NSBE. Super, super just amazing to see all the people. It was over 18,000 participants this year. And that is the highest ever. I still remember when it was in Pittsburgh and we had 10,000 and everybody was like, oh my goodness, this is the most ever. Excited. But now we have almost double that. And I'm just really encouraged by all the cool things going on. I got an opportunity to present my poster where I discuss how your features can affect your access to certain life critical goods and what can happen if we prioritize those people who need, those like critical goods more than others. So of course it was outstanding to do a presentation at NSBE 50. NSBE is literally one of the only reasons your girl graduated, okay? If it were not for the support and the friendships that I developed, I just do not know if I would have made it. Also, the encouragement that I got along the way, it was just invaluable. So as you can see, I am just leaving a period of celebration, enjoyment, everything. So I am super grateful to the Lord that I've had that period. So I came back to Chicago, of course, and when I got back, I got more great news. So in a few weeks coming up, I will be going to Rio de Janeiro. I will be going to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I am so excited. And I have a long layover in Panama. So, of course, I'm going to be bringing you guys vlogs about that. I can't wait. I don't have a direct flight. So, I'm actually doing a 9-hour layover, which is basically a stopover in Panama. So, it's going to be over a day. Like, the flight is going to be over a day. But it's really going to be a long one, a long haul. I do not like being on flights that long, but what can you do? What can you say? I'm super excited to have this opportunity. So I'm definitely gonna keep y'all posted on that. And actually, when I get back, that very same day that I get back, I have a conference to attend here in Chicago. And it's a 3-day long workshop, so I'm gonna be extra tired and just exhausted. But I'm really glad. I feel like all these things are just contributing to my career. I'm moving forward, I'm growing, I'm doing the things. So it's all good over here. And also 2 of my great friends, my sisters, graduated with their doctorates. Shout out to Kira and Lisa. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all encouraged me. I know y'all don't want to believe it, but y'all have encouraged me. So shout out to y'all. I know what it's like you get really tired and you're like, man, can I even go any further? Can I do this anymore? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. And it kind of just also reminds you that the Lord is in your vicinity. He's around, okay? Like, he's not beyond reaching you. He's reaching people connected to you. So obviously, he's in your corner. He's around the way. And that's all we need. All we need is a little bit of hope, a little bit of push to get us up for work on Monday, because we know we don't want to go. So that's all the life updates I have for y'all. Stay tuned. I'm gonna try to post more since the summer's here. I'm gonna try to be outside a little bit so y'all have something to look at. But okay, I'll see y'all soon.